All right. So here comes the bus. And so we only have a short order.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a podcast. Today is going to be episode number 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's my art supplies and all of the topic. But December 30th, I basically decided at 11:59 December 30th, the past is the past and I'm done with it. I've reconciled it. It doesn't exist for me anymore.
Move on.
Not move on, be done with getting ready to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Be done with having let go of.
Mm-hmm.
Like that part is exercised.
That's good.
And then a day of break, and then today it's engage. So I've been a waiter all my life, and I don't want to wait anymore for my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to engage, and in 2020, we all have a better vision with insight looking back. 2020.
When are you coming back here?
Well, we'll set the schedule and we'll talk about it more.
Okay.
But it's nice to run into you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
We'll see you in the future.
I'll see you on your podcast.
Sorry, man. How are you? Thanks again. What? So, just like that, the episode begins. And right now we're preparing to make the initial introduction and kind of go over through like the kind of the format and the plan, a little bit of the vision of what's to be forthcoming. Did my doodle art, and I was able to meet my obligations. Looks like I have a couple of career opportunities in 2 different directions. We'll get into that a little bit as we know have more to respond to. But essentially, no longer waiting. And that's the part that is what the whole thing's about. So I've engaged, I've executed, and 2020 is here. It's January 1st, 2020. And the insights that I've gained and that I've acquired, I believe not only are self-referential content generative, but I would say in the last 3 or 4 days, I have found another video podcast, I guess you could say marketplace, and it just so happens to be centered around the introduction, analyzing Rush and the band Pavement, Rush, Joy Division. Those 3 bands, but the market is the introducing and bringing to, and then kind of like comparing musical composition, song structure, musicality, and I guess some of it is about technique, but some of it's just about fascination. And then but it's just that this is the analogies and the lyrics in the songs that I'll get to and we'll review. They're also part of where in my youth, these are principles that I actually believe in, and so they're some of those philosophies I have to now basically reconcile and move beyond. Well, some of them actually articulate and highlight what I have been waiting for. And so in that process, we are stepping right along into it. And New Year's thanks, have a good one. New Year's was such a good experience and process that when I was there, allowing myself, I guess you could say present, and allowing myself, giving myself that which I needed to live the life and live the way in which it absolutely works for me. Kiddo was he called me right on mark, and it was just very reassuring. The beginning has begun. To take good notes is written there. I guess you could say illustrating. This is charged. It's charged today in preparation. So, following up on where I'm going to with this is the artifacts of how dreams are realized and how goals are kept, how goals are set to be kept, how setting and stepping into keeping goals is part of the process which helps stimulate the I guess you could say when you're down or you don't want to do it or you're getting disrupted or you're sometimes it's your imagination, sometimes it's your creativity, sometimes it's the second guessing, but I kind of liken it to when you're in the flow and the subconscious mind is just playing it out, you've got some really good stuff to work with. And then at points you have the conscious mind kind of get in there and you begin to take effort or take choices or take just to do something that actually is the worst thing you should do. And that usually screws up what was better left alone, unconscious, unformed yet, unspecified yet, because we're just at the beginning part of the goal setting and we're just at the beginning part of getting our steps in step. That jumping too far ahead and planning it, making a decisive decision, you inadvertently dismantle the motivation that will help you move through the steps until you've got the rhythm that you want to follow. And doodle art daily, draw art every day, and I would say draw upon art every day, and draw upon art every day. And the 30-day art challenge projects have begun. This is the flowerful impact for the Viola Project, the Greenhouse Cafe, and soundtrack for Living a Life to Believe in. Over the next 12 months, each month we'll be revisiting and establishing a project-centered month, and then throughout each following month, reiteratively, we'll kind of review and update and keep going back to. But then annually, that'll be like a calendular deadline. The deadline's set. And so hopefully, I mean, I've been doing this for so long, but I've been doing it for so long inadvertently. And I've been doing it so long naturally, instinctively for myself. And that's partly why I've never made any money at it, because I haven't ever wanted to. And so January 1st, before January 30th, I do plan to be in studio at Ike Bushman's, where he can help introduce the concepts that kind of got him on the work that he's doing, and then have that be where the body of work for the Viola Project will be done in studio there in Provo. And ironically as it is, he had mentioned that one of his studio mates is in fact one of the artists who was my motivation. He was a graduate student when I was a freshman. He was also one of the people I talked with, which helped me decide to leave school. And then he was also the motive. I played a part in the motivation for Ike going through to master's program. And then that would just be kind of fun and phenomenal to have the three of us sitting there in the studio with the Viola Project underway. That would just be kind of cool. And so we'll get to that. That is one of the points that has been allocated, but the most important point was the one that was set and established today to begin. Take good notes, and as this begins to form itself out, as it begins to take form, there will be a formula that will be a little easier to follow. But we can only know that in the future. How do I know that? Because it's the way, it's the only way, it's the way that it's always been. The 30-day art challenge is available for you to download. We will have the downloadable PDF pretty available here in the next short, like if not tonight, in the next, before the end of this week, you'll be able to go to the website and download that free PDF and begin right away for your own 30-day art challenge. To take part and to be a part of the program, then you can also, for a $30 entry, do the sketchbook intro for the 30-day art challenge, and give you 30 days to form out through the lessons and through some of the questions, through some of your own, as you kind of lay out your own challenge, and you could participate. And that's, again, it's a $30 entry. Then the original 30-day art challenge, 30 works in 30 days, $100, and you can get the 30 8x10 canvas panels and participate in your own personal challenge, 30 works in 30 days. We're also going to begin to implement the masterworks, and that will be a $300 entry, The $300 entry will consist of the whole spectrum of sketchbook planning, notes, studies, experimentation, a body of work, and then kind of culminating that into a single masterpiece. And then, so we got the free PDF, we've got the sketchbook $30 entry, we've got the $100 original 30 and 30, and then we've got the masterwork. So those 4, and then through it on the 5th one, there will be, and that will be the 1-year 30-day art challenge projects membership, and then that will include the monthly reiterative and helping you to build out your own that will be for you to lay out your own vision, to share with and connect that, and at the same time designing, developing, and building the plan for you to realize your dreams. And so I'm really excited how ready I am to take this on, and today being the first episode, it is absolutely with the greatest pleasure that if you have the opportunity to be here at the beginning, be sure to connect with me, email me personally, as well as I will then put the link notes beneath the video and have this posted so that we can get on with the most of it. And I guess that's what needs to be said. It's been said. So thank you so much for being patient, and we will see you again tomorrow.